Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Gail. Orchid Mama. Ma. Good morning. Hope you are all doing well this morning. Gianna, Marie, good morning. RN Forensics, good morning. Oh, I hope the feed doesn't work like that all day. Coming in large chunks here. Good morning, NRPs. Carla, Amy, Shannon. I am streaming this morning from the other side of my studio, where there's obviously a green screen behind me. But I'm doing great. Good morning, Ginger. Yeah. So we're doing electrical work on what normally is in the background, where my computer and everything is in the background. But you okay? I'm not bad. I mean, I'm not terribly tired. A little worn out, but I've been up since three this morning. Good morning, Southern Mom. Well, thank you for the super chat there, Gail. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. The Queen C, good morning. I just got in from Cece's live. Well, speaking of Cece, we had a pre-party. Now we here to raid your chat. Good morning, Cece. I hope you are doing well this morning. Melissa Nolan, good morning. So I started to tell you about we had an electrical issue. I was working the other day here and doing another video like I do like most days, because, well, this is what I do now, and it kept on tripping the breaker. So I have a friend who's an electrician, and I called him. I said, "Hey, I don't know anything about electrical work," and I said, "What's going on here?" Well, thank you, Orca Mom, for the super chat. Appreciate it. And so what's going on here? Why does it keep on tripping this breaker? And it turns out the person who wired the extension, which is, there's a 2-car garage here, and there's another 2-car garage that was built on later on. And that's like a steel pole building, the other 2-car garage. But they had wired it in for a welder on this side, and then they put another box, fuse box, and then they ran wire from that to the other garage. And every time I turned on the lights here, it kept on throwing the breaker. Well, it turns out that whoever did the electrical the first time didn't know what they were doing. So the reason why I'm on the other side here is because we got that entire wall torn apart. We had to tear off the sheetrock to get in there where the electrical was. And it's a huge mess. So I'm crammed all the way over to the other side of the garage right now, studio. I mean, there isn't anything else on this side of my studio space here, except for a golf cart. That's all it's out here. That and bee supplies. Every time I blow my hair in my bathroom, it flips the breaker. Yeah. Well, it wasn't doing it before, and he said that it basically was the circuit breaker that kept on popping. And the reason why I kept on popping it was because it had just gotten to that point where it wore out enough, and so we had to replace the breaker. But he's going through and he's redoing all the electrical in here. It's going to cost me a couple grand to redo this entire garage and then the other one to make sure it's done right. But I'd rather have it I'd rather pay to have it done right than have a fire down the road. Baseball Smurfette. Love the name. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Judah, Karen, Travel to Eternity. Good morning. Oh, I'm having the electrical done in here. Light Feather, good afternoon. You'll be listening and making lunch. That's cool. Better safe than sorry. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't find out about it until just the other day. He said the wire that they ran in here, I think he said it was 220. And then they just kept on adding outlets and lights and everything else in here after that. I mean, I knew it was kind of a hodgepodge of electrical, but it never came up on the inspection when we had the home inspected and everything else. So that kind of missed it. When we're past the home warranty, I guess, period. So I have to pay for it out of pocket myself. Thank you for all you do. I'm glad you are feeling better. Thank you for the super chat, RN student. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Karen Duffy, good morning. Will you need oil and oregano? I could use some definite oregano. I have oregano planted in the garden. We have a whole entire raised bed that we grow herbs in. We grow basil, oregano, and then we plant. Are you waking up? My cat. But and then there's like thyme and what else do we have in there right now? Sometimes we plant garlic in there, but otherwise we plant daffodils, which help keep the insects away. And we dig the bulbs up every year. Do you think about the RB case? Queen C, I haven't done a lot of research into it. I've been watching and kind of reading up on it a little bit. I know a new video was just released of involving a case, but I haven't looked into it too much at this point. Something stinks about it. I'll just say that. But I know that let's see, the son of the one individual, two parties that were involved. I guess he had previous experience or knowledge of the guy, or something like that. Hold on a second. I gotta turn on the light here. Oh, that's better. Instead of all that fuzziness around me, that was just driving me nuts. I don't know about anybody else. Love the background. And now my hat's fading out. Oh, well, such is life. It tastes disgusting, but it'll kill a cold or any bacteria you have. And you'll breathe so much better. Oh, I must have missed something. Are we still talking about oregano? We eat a lot of oregano here. My daughter makes, when she's home, she makes a homemade pasta and spaghetti and marinara sauces and stuff like that. She's really into into that stuff. But and then she jars it, cans it, I guess you call it, for in ball mason jars. We probably have 20, 25 of them in the pantry, jars of them, marinara and spaghetti sauce. But she puts a lot of oregano and basil, opal basil. She likes opal basil a lot. Good morning, Alley Cat. Faithful one. I'm the same way. Okay, Mom. I'm finishing my first semester this summer. I'm ready to finally introduce myself. My name is Tracy. I've been a longtime watcher of Will's Scared to Talk on YouTube because of, well, things that happened on YouTube, but I'm very comfortable here. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're comfortable being here, Orchid Ma. You shouldn't ever, I know it's a lot easier said than done. The one thing that I tell people, over and over again, and I really do believe it, is don't ever worry about what other people say, have to say about anything that you do. There are going to be haters out there. And if you stop voicing your opinion or your views, or stop making content, or never make content and put it on YouTube, they win. They feel victorious whenever they get someone to walk away or silence themselves or edit themselves. And it's not right. And I think everybody out there has a voice, and we all live different lives, and we have experiences. And you never know if you share something, on the internet that is of yourself, video format or whatever, or your opinions, or where you've been and how you've gotten to this point in your life. You may not think that there's anybody else out there that has gone through the same thing, but you very well may find someone who, can be helped by, your story of how you triumphed or got through it, or just your views. So, because there's other people out there who think that, feel like they're alone. Predatory health sciences for 4 years, and then nursing. So I was in school for 8 years. I feel your pain. My aunt is an RN, and she just celebrated last week 50 years. 50 years as a nurse. That's something to be proud of. Oh yeah, I always wondered why she never went on to like med school, and she said it was what she was doing. It was what she felt she really had, and the ability to impact and help other people. That's cool. 411 is making an inspirational speech. It's how I feel. I don't know if it's an inspirational speech, but thank you. For all the good people out there, it does seem that on the internet, YouTube and other social media platforms, that those who are the most vile, their voices are heard a lot more because, well, drama sells. And if those, the good ones out there, silence themselves, we'll never hear, the truth, and we'll never get the full story on anything. I mean, I had someone who commented this morning on my post about what happened to Mommy Ramblings on my community page, who posted that people don't watch me because I don't like, I don't believe Nicole Kissinger was involved in the Christopher Watts murders. I mean, completely baseless. And I'm like, I don't know. I gained 900 subscribers a month, and well over 6 million views in less than a year. I don't know where they get their base from, saying that people don't listen or watch me. Oh, I'm sorry you're buffering. But my point is, though, that negative side and those negative comments are going to come regardless, because keyboard warriors feel that they can sit on the other side of this thing and there's no repercussions to anything that they have to say. They can be as vile and disgusting as they want, and people just have to, live with it. Joyce Gilbert, we are not alike than different. We are more alike than different. Yeah, it's true. I'm in surgery and love it. Perhaps you and your various areas in nursing pick an area and stick to it. I recommend critical care. Yeah. Me and my wife, we have quite a few friends who've started off in the medical laboratories, either a phlebotomist or somewhere in those sciences, and working in the hospital or clinic, who've then gone on and moved over into nursing. Good morning, still here. Hope you're doing well this morning. Sean Paul, thank you. Thank you very much. Do I eat daffodils? No, I don't eat flowers. At least I don't think I do. I make a statement like that, and then somebody says, "Well, you know what? Onions are a flower. Shallots are a flower. You eat the flower of that." I don't know. I don't go out and eat daffodils or but daffodils are basically a way of controlling pests. We grow those, and we have a wildflower seeds. Hold on a second. So this is not a paid advertisement, but we buy this stuff. It's Pennington's wildflower flower seed mix, and we plant this along the borders of our raised garden beds, and it's got a mixture of just about everything in it. I mean, our bees absolutely love the stuff because there's quite a few different seeds in it from different plants, but we plant that around the outer edges, and it helps keep the pests away from the actual plants that we're growing. Plus, it's beautiful. It's nice to look at. You don't have to use pesticides on your garden. I don't even have a channel. And you've been bullied. I'm sorry, Gail. Yeah, and I've seen Cat Baloo. Good morning. Rose petals are very good in helping control stress. My wife likes them in her bath. So that's got to be something beneficial to that, besides that they're beautiful. 6:17 p.m. here in England. What time is it there? Here it is 8:18. I start these streams every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. And sorry about the chihuahua in the background who's barking. Good morning, Elijah Fields. Nurses are advocates, the eyes and ears of the patient. Doctors rely on our end for their treatment and advice. Yeah, very true. In a lot of ways, the nurses are actually the practitioner. Ma loves rose water. That's cool. Here too, we're in the same time zone. I'm in Washington State in the West Coast. Kathy, good morning. It's a great healer, anti-inflammatory, helps aches, and smells good. We started. My son likes the bath balls. The Crayola makes these bath balls that when he has his bubbles, and every once in a while I'll put one of those in there. They only come in a pack of like 3, but he'll color himself all red with it or blue with them. He gets such a kick out of it. But my wife has bath balls that have actual shredded pieces of rose petal in them. She loves them. It says tap to retry, and I tap dance around my kitchen. Here, nothing. Hello from Oregon. Cat Blue, Southern Arizona. My daughter lives in Port Orchard. Port Orchard's beautiful. I love it over there. Port Orchard, Port Townsend. You have 2 Chihuahuas. They are your heart. We have 2 of them here that we're fostering. Thought they were going to go away Monday, but they came back. Yeah. It's not that that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. I'd rather them be somewhere where they're loved and when someone gives them attention. Has your screen froze? Not mine. Good morning, Mel. Or is it evening there? I keep losing you, Will. Just wanted to say hi. Well, Blue Mermaid, good morning. Someone took Will? I'm still here. On good morning, Pink Camo. On my signal right here, I don't know what's going on the other end, but right now I'm showing I have 5 out of 5 bars. Raja, good morning. I don't know if I'm tired, but I've definitely been awake for a while. I'm a little worn down, but that's just because I've been up since 3 o'clock. And I've been awake for about 5 hours, trying to get everything cleaned up and set up in here. Because my normally where my studio space is, I have like my coffee maker. I've got my table. I've got everything set up right in front of me. But we're doing electrical work on the other side of my studio, which is actually a garage, a 2-car garage. And I have 2 2-car garages. So there's 2 cars here and there's another 2-car garage on the other side. Good morning, Mike. I hope you and Brandy are doing well. Just waking up. But we're doing electrical work. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. And so I had to move everything that where I normally am over here in this one little side corner. And the reason why I have a green screen on behind me here, because I can't really. I guess you could look at the 2x4s, walls behind me. There's no insulation on them. My background before I had it's sheetrocked and it had a black like screen behind it. And then the flag and everything else, and the computer sat on the desk. But all that's sitting over there on the floor right now. We'll get it fixed, though. He told me he'd probably have it done by next Wednesday. Will inform Wendy. He's my whole. We'll look into it. You're charging your phone now and listening, Queen C? Okay. There's a lot of people that are online, and a lot of online networks are completely loaded. I checked into this the other day. I was trying to download the it was like an ebook, and it was like our internet was just slower than you can believe. But it finally got it done. Well, my pug is 10. They are amazing animals. So sorry for your loss, honey. And I'm sorry too. Where's the other half? Yeah, Mike. Where's Brandy? She's still sleeping. Did you let your wife sleep? Why? What's wrong with you, Mike? Wake her up. It's 11:30 a.m. in Ontario, Canada. Deborah follows Cornell. I'm just below Portland. It is great to foster dogs. They are worth it. Yeah. So we had four of our own dogs, and well, we still have four, but one now lives with my mother-in-law. And then we've always been we foster dogs. We don't foster cats. But through the Humane Society, whenever the Humane Society they run out of room or they get close to that level where they don't have enough room for dogs. So 1625 in England. 16. Yeah, so you're not on the other side of the date. England's on the other side of the date line. Mel, what time is it in the land down under this morning or evening? Until I did the live stream with Miss Murder, I never realized that there was I always assume I see people online all the time. So I always assume that they're the same. Well, maybe there's like a 3 or 4 hour difference in time, but I never realized that there's a date line. We're trying to set up a stream like that. It's 11:25 p.m. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, I learned the hard way. LOL. Will with the times. Nighttime is the only time I get to myself. Yeah. Well, Monday through Friday, the evening is about the only time I get. But the weekends, I have normally Saturdays are my time. Saturdays are really like the one time that I get to do what I want. Raja, you have two cats. They are brothers. My cat is actually sleeping in my chair, the chair right next to me. He's I guess you'd call him a rescue as well. I mean, a friend of ours found him in a tree, and nobody wanted him, so we took him. His name is Bogey, as in 1 over par for in golfing is called a bogey. So he is 1 over. He won us over. And then I have another cat. His name is Tebow. Tebow was a cat who ran away from his home, ended up about 3 blocks from home, and I saw the poster and the phone number for this missing cat. I'm like, well, this cat's been at my house. You lost me, Raja? I'm still here. I just turned the camera off because I'm smoking and I can't do it on camera. Mike, the only time you get is in the morning or in your car. People get weirded out by my conversations with myself in my car. Wow. Good morning, Tim Flanagan from Phoenix. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I'm trying to read the post. No, Karen, Karen, can you see me now? And I just turned the camera off when I smoke because YouTube has an issue with it. Good morning, Zelda. We've rescued all our dogs and cats except for Ragdoll Bugsy, who's idiot cat. Ragdoll Bugsy's who's idiot cat. Okay. My cat was a stray at my dad's. The poor baby was so skinny and close to death. Well, I'm glad that you rescued the cat, Michelle. I've done that quite a few times over the years. Rescued cats. And every dog and cat that we have they're all fixed. Every one of them. Luckily here where I live, we do have. Good morning, Half Rudder. I hope you're doing well this morning. I was going to say that every dog and cat that we have is fixed, and because a lot of people they get a cat or a dog and they don't realize just and once they get away, especially cats, they get away from your home. You don't need that. Blue Mermaid is on her 7th rescue cat. Good morning, Lisa. I'm going to have a great day today. I hope everybody else does as well. Okay, I'm back. My plans for today is I'm going to take my son shopping because the little man keeps on growing, and every time I turn around, his shirts don't fit, his pants don't fit. So I'm going to take him shopping today. My wife went shopping online last night, and I think she bought him another kilt. So he's already got one, but she's trying to find an Irish kilt, and I think she did find it last night. One that's got where it's not just a kilt, but it's going to have our family crest embroidered on it. My family crest, not hers. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Half Rudder. I appreciate it. I pick him up. He's right. My cat's right here, but he's asleep. It's like he does most days. My wife finds it really cute, so I every time I walk in to the house after the stream, it's just me, and I put him up on my shoulder. I'm like, hey, it's me and my cat again. She's like, why does that cat follow you everywhere? I don't know, because he likes me. And he has everything out here. If he gets hungry, he's got a food bowl and water bowl over there. So, and he helps make sure that no mice get in here. And if he does catch one, he's always very considerate to bring me what's left of it after he's killed it. Having their morning beverages. I am having my coffee. I hope my husband is William Wallace descendant. Wow. I was reading, speaking of William Wallace and history, I was reading the Intolerable Acts from 1774 last night. It was the Intolerable Acts, in case you're not familiar with that in history. It was basically the Continental Congress's final attempt to tell England that they needed to stop some of the bull that they were pulling on America and the taxation without representation. And when they finally rebuffed them again, well, we ended up going to war. Zelda, free embroidery for Will. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat, Zelda. Mike Brown, you're a nerd. You love history. So do I. Love history. But the book that I'm reading now, I read that last night. That was just because I found it online, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna have to get this. So I actually ordered a copy. It's obviously not an original copy, but I ordered it on Amazon, an actual printed copy. It's I don't know what 30th, 50th, and reprint of the book of the papers. But I'm reading Sean B. Carroll's what is the title? A Beautiful Mind? No. It's Sean B. Carroll. And of course, I couldn't find it really quickly, but I just started reading that out. I've only got to like past the preface on that. Good morning, Southern Mom. Sorry for coughing there. I know it's probably pretty loud. Your son is going to play bagpipes? Doubt it. Needs to get a flute, start practicing. I don't think he's going to go that far, Zelda. But he's definitely, maybe someday. I mean, I've got a violin. I've got several guitars. I think I have a clarinet still. Excuse me. These are all from when my daughter was younger. She took different music, instruments and stuff like that in school. And we ended up buying violin or I know we had a clarinet at one time. I don't know if I still have it in the attic. It was all in a closet, but we moved it all. Michelle, your dog is a rescue. I guess in a way, all the 4 dogs that we have are all rescues. And it started off with 2, they were born with defects. They're blind and deaf. Well, one can see shades, but he can't in shapes, but he can't see anything else beyond that. So they were going to be put down as puppies, and I said, why? And they can have a perfectly normal life, but they're all 4 of them now. The youngest one's probably 16. So they have lived a very, very good life. You played the flute? I'm not sure if I have a flute. I know I have a clarinet, or at least I did. But there's they're in their cases, and I haven't opened them up in probably 14, 15 years to even look at them. So I'm not sure if it's a clarinet or it could be a ukulele. I'm not sure. You're proud of your daughter. She is in junior ROTC and just got her 4 stripes. She's planning on going into the Air Force after graduation, then boot camp. That's cool, RN. My daughter was in Sea Cadets. She did Sea Cadets for several years, and then she went to college, and she was going to join the ROTC, like they had program that they had at the university. But shortly after she started going there, they did away with the entire ROTC program at the college. It's not a community college; it's actually a branch of the 4-year university, and they did away with it because there wasn't enough people that were interested in it. So she just kind of went on beyond there. And now she works as LPN, licensed practicing nurse. Is that? Am I right about that? I'm sure somebody knows it. Is it an LPN? Well, she works in end of life care. Yes, okay. You did clarinet and piano. Fun but difficult. I played guitar. Can't play anymore. But I used to play guitar, and and kind of like Matthew McConaughey, the bongo drums, a little. It was just more for fun. This LPN is a licensed practical nurse. Okay. See, I knew I was close to that. You played the guitar badly. I'm learning to read music, play piano. Almost impossible for a 68-year-old brain. No, you can get it, Zelda. I have faith in you that you will. I mean, my mother-in-law, she won't tell me how old she is, but let's just say this is how she tells me. When someone asks her how old she is, she goes, "Well, I was 18 when your wife was born, and then so 18 years, yeah." That's all she'll ever answer. So she makes you do the math, try to figure it out. But she just finished up another one of her degrees last year. She just never stopped going. As long as you keep on going to school, you never have to pay back the student loans. That's how she looks at it. But she learned to I think she was in her I want to guess 50s, but she somewhere in there when she decided that she wanted to learn how to read music and how to take music that was meant for one instrument and convert it to another, I guess, or something like that. Because she wanted to help. She had a friend who had written a lot of sheet music, scores, but it was never completed. And she wanted to help with that. She did it for years. I'll be listening, but out of chat things to do. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mike. Yeah, you're just listening. So that was me waving my hand. Goodbye, Mike. Since you're listening, and I've been doing dog rescue for 30 years now. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you very much for doing that. 30 years. Wow. Cece's still here, but she's folding laundry. My wife does a conference call every week, Cece. And when she's on her conference call, she takes her, on her cell phone, she sets her cell phone down on top of the headboard of because we have our bed has got like these cabinets and headboard. She sets the phone up on top of there, and then she folds laundry. Otherwise, she never gets it folded. So she does that while she's supposed to be on the conference call. She has to do one once a week. So nerds rock the world. Yeah. Oh my God. Marshall Applewhite did the same thing. Wave before comet takeoff. M. Anderson. Your mom sounds like she is a cute lady. I don't know who that's in reply to. I love that it's not nothing more than getting lost in a good book. Oh, I'm with you there, Gail. I'm there with you. I can get lost in a book and then forget about everything. That's one of the things. Like during the day, since I'm home now, and I watch my son, Monday through Friday. I mean, I can't read, when he's home. If I do read something, it has to be something short. Because if I get a book out and I start reading it, I'm he could have run away from home, down the street. I wouldn't know where to go. I'd be so lost because you get into a good book and you just get transformed into the story. At least for me, I do. I get lost in it so easy. Gosh, I just love your background. Well, thank you, CC. Yeah, it's a green screen. Obviously, if I put my hand over my hat, it'll stop doing that. Just the camera won't. It keeps on focusing on the different panel of my hat for some reason. There. Put my Boston hat on. I played the clarinet for 12 years and could read music. And now I look at it like, huh? I've never, I played guitar. I mean, I knew how to read music back then. I'd probably be in the same boat. Mary, good morning. Mary from New York. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well this morning. I hope you're doing well, period. RN student, I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you all soon. Bye, RN. You stay safe out there. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I knew I knew how to read music then, but I don't know if I could do it today myself. I'd definitely probably get lost in it, trying to figure out the different chords and everything. I can't play the guitar anymore because of my hand. I'd have to flip the the guitar over and relearn doing it the other side. Mary Holmes, it's rough there with the virus. Yeah, well, New York got devastated by the virus. But you're in New York, that's where True Crime Loser is. TCL himself. That's another, in case you're not familiar with Tim Mary, that's another YouTube creator channel. Scott Sharp. He's a stand-up comic, but he also has a YouTube channel where he talks about crime and real events in the news. But he's from New York as well. You might want to look him up. Duty Ron, retired New York City police officer. Very, you're absolutely correct there, Inner Peace. Sorry, didn't mean to forget about Duty Ron. Yep. And he's a retired police officer, NYPD. Little cry horn. Why, Stuyven, why? You're near the Capitol in Albany? That's cool. I've been there. Faithful one loves duty Iran. I haven't. I'll be the first one to admit I have not caught a lot of Duty Ron's content lately. It's probably been at least a month, if not more, since the last time I was on Duty Ron's channel, and that is a complete disgrace, to him and his content. But yeah, I've fallen way behind on watching or keeping up with channels. I mean, I try to catch as much of Cece's content, when she's doing live streams, because it just happens to work in my day. When she goes live, my son hasn't woken up yet, so I'm able to actually most of those I'm able to catch or at least listen to while she's doing it. Um, and then Mel Miss Murder, The Truth Becomes, and Red Rum. But I mean, I try to keep up on all of those ones. Does Duty Ron do his content from his car? Like Duty Ron? Duty Ron is good people. I'll check my pictures. Mommy Ramblings is in New York. Yeah. We didn't get hit as bad here where you are, Mary. So much horrible drama happened on the outside of the U.S. Heartbreaking, ruined everyone's Mother's Day. Yeah. We ain't done yet. This virus we're only looking at the first wave of the virus. And you can bet your absolute last dollar that we are going to see a massive second wave. It has happened time and time again. And that's the one thing that really upsets me the most is, yeah, I get it. Open the economy for, we gotta make money. People have to, earn a living. You have to buy food. You have to, pay for, everything in existence. But we learned from the Black Plague. We learned from the Spanish flu. We've learned from Ebola. We've learned from the H1N1. And now here we are with, the COVID. The same things are, it's like if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat the same things again. And we're going to repeat them again. And I'm sorry to tell everybody, but that's the truth. It's going to come again, and it's going to be worse. Because as we open the economy up, people are going to go back out there and they're going to reinfect. People are going to get infected again. Or those who haven't been infected are going to get infected. You have to stay positive, Light Feather. You do. If you get worried down too much by this, it's going to affect you and everyone around you. Just take precautions and understand that if you don't have to go out there, don't do it. But it really saddens me that I've already seen people, in stores and everywhere else that the precautions they were taking a month ago, they've just, well, you know what? The government wouldn't reopen if it wasn't safe to do it. And they're right back doing the same activities they were doing before. I seen people at the grocery store the other day, shaking hands, and then not wearing masks or gloves or taking the precautions, not wiping down carts or anything. They're just right back at it. And I'm like, people, did we not learn anything over the last 3 months? Why, Stiven, why? Yeah. The worst thing about the Scott Sharp's, True Crime Loser channel and the Schmieda fam is there are some truly awful people who I would never call them a fan of Scott's content or that channel, who have taken the Schmida name and they're using it on YouTube and on other social media, and they're just some awful, disgusting people. I've run into, I'm like, hey, look, they're using Schmida. So I'm like, oh, well, they must be somewhat, intelligent, not a troll. Nope. They're awful people. Some people are just morons. Absolutely true, Tammy. You can't fix stupid. You can educate the uneducated, but you can't fix stupid. Oh, you'll like it, Mary. You'll like Scott's content. He doesn't. What I like about, if somebody had asked me what do I like the most about what Scott does, I'd put it, he tells you kind of like me, gives you a straightforward, this is the facts of the case, but he mixes in comedy, and a little bit of sarcasm along with telling the story, and he does a great job at it. Good morning, Chrissy. Hello, everyone. I'm just stopping in to say hello. I'm alive. Didn't abandon anyone, at least not on purpose. I just got out of the hospital and back in my facility. I love you. Oh, I hope you're doing better, Chrissy. I'll pray for you. But I'm glad you're doing well, Chrissy, or better. At the grocery store, Hy-Vee in Watertown. After the grocery store carts have been brought back, they hide it down in the carport. Every employee wears masks and gloves. Yeah, well, they were here. We don't have a Hy-Vee grocery stores around here anymore. We used to. They got all bought out by IGAs. But we used to have 4 or 5 of them here. But they're now IGA country stores. That's what they changed the names to. So, yeah, travel to eternity. Scott tells great stories. He does. Yeah, I think it's somebody who emailed me probably about I want to say a month ago. Who emailed me and said, "Well, why is it you always pitching other channels and telling people about other content, and you never do it for yourself?" It's a valuable question, but I'm telling people what I like. If I don't like your content, I ain't gonna tell people about it. All of us at CC's have kept you in our thoughts and prayers. Yes, it's true. Scott has a patron, and there are different tiers. One is $500 a month. I did not know that. Did not know that. Huh. That's interesting. I'm at the lowest tier, so I guess I'm nothing on his Patreon. But and for a lot of people that I know this is probably wrong, but I've dropped a lot of my Patreon support in exchange for channel membership. And I know that the fees are a lot lower on Patreon. I'm very aware of that myself, that Patreon fees are the lowest of all of it. Super Chats, YouTube takes 30% right off the top before you get it. And Patreon is, I think, 14%, somewhere in there. But it just wasn't, I just didn't feel like I was helping at the lower levels, where maybe on channel membership I'm helping more, or at least with channel membership I was getting exclusive content streams and member only content. Do you recommend a good book right now? A good book. I need one desperately. Well, it depends on what you're interested in, Gail. I mean, there's a lot of great books out there. Do you want to read about true crime? Do you want to read a murder mystery? Are you interested in science? There's a lot of great books. Like the one I gotta look it up again. What is your book? Endless Forms. Is that the book? Yeah. All right. So the book I'm reading now is by Sean B. Carroll, and the book is called "Endless Forms Most Endless Forms Most Beautiful" by Sean B. Carroll. Evo Devo. I don't know if that's a live link or not, but it's about evolution. I never heard of the book until there's a guy that he was getting his master's degree in evolutionary biology, and then he worked on his master's or doctorate. I can't remember, but he has a YouTube channel called Acapella Science, and where he does acapella, but and they're parodies of popular songs, but from a science perspective. My son absolutely loves it, and he was pitching this book by Sean B. Carroll, and I was like, oh, okay. I have about 8 crime books on Scott, um, Casey, Anthony, Jody Arias. Well, that sounds like a good one. You can't tell the people. I bought my nephew a book for his birthday, which was about 2 months ago. Um, was it Social Influence of a Potato? It's an interesting book. Anne Rice. Can't go wrong with Anne Rice. And I like Anne Rice and Anne Rule. I like them both. Good morning, Gazap. I do Patreon on my favorite YouTube creators, $10 a month each, but I never hear that they're getting it. Russian Delham Forest UFO Mystery. Ooh, that'd be an interesting one to read. I love Miss Copycat Scribble Cadle. Not. Broken Halo. Good morning. I'm doing fine, and yourself? I hope you are doing well. I had given my phone to my nurse as an easier way to stay in contact with my family because nobody allowed to visit here in the hospital. Didn't get C-19, and I had many seizures. You did get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chrissy. Oh, they did. 500 yards from where that UFO landed there. Wasn't it on a an Air Force base, Michelle? I'm not familiar with that actual case, but the missing 411. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many times I've been accused of stealing the 411 now name from the person who wrote the books and the missing 411 YouTube channel. Good morning, Dardine Creek. Um, Answer the question for you in just a second here. I have to close out some of these pages. All right. That is the link to channel membership, Dardine. You should be able to click on that, and that should show you the three different tiers for it. Gail Clark. Well, did you hear about the mass shooting in Nova Scotia, Canada? And yeah, I heard about that. Um, that went crazy and shot essential workers, cops, nurses, firemen. 22 did. Yeah, I did, Gail. And it's tragic, very tragic. How does David Pauldings accuse you or his people accuse? He's very careful. He's an ex-police FBI retired. I know exactly who he is. I mean, I've never met him personally. No, it was his fans. Fans of his yeah, you get people all the time, they're like, "Hey, I was looking for this person. You stole their name. How do you figure?" I've been using 411 now in one form or another since the mid 80s. Fourth floor, room 11, from when I was in college, is where that comes from. Well before 411 in America became information. And then now is I always used to put that on the bottom of the flyers. Before the internet was really anything, I used to make flyers and sell record albums, and I'd put now in giant letters, on the bottom of it. Buy it now. So, welcome to the channel membership, Broken Halo. Appreciate it. The end of the world for them in July in 2020. Yep. The author had passed away. You want to buy a book where the author passed away? That's an interesting read. Try to find yourself a copy of the first edition of Zodiac. It's by Robert Graysmith, hardcover, first edition with a dust jacket, in excellent condition, is worth 100 plus. If you can find the first edition, not the reprint or the movie tie-in, but just the first edition hardcover. Because the first edition hardcover has a lot more pages, and I don't know what the total page count is, but there's a section there that is in the first edition that never made it into the second edition. Used to buy and sell those like crazy. And there was only like 100,000 of the original first editions that were ever printed. And you may be lucky and actually be able to find an actual signed copy. He only signed copies of the first edition. He never signed them of the second, third, or therefore on. Welcome to the membership, Darting Creek. Appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still here, but I am out of coffee. And obviously, because of the construction is going on here, I don't have coffee. So you're going to have to bear with me for a minute while I go back into the house to, get coffee. I will be back. It probably take me about three minutes or so. Because, well, unless there's like a 3-year-old who's standing next to the door, I will have to pick him up and I will have to hug him and kiss him first. So give me at least 5 minutes. I'm back. Sorry. Yes, there was a 3-year-old in my kitchen who was really happy to see me come in there. So I had to pick him up and give him hugs and kisses. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Zelda. I promise, Will. And Cece, I will join the membership when I get out of this blood and money sucking facility. Well, I appreciate it, Chrissy, but you don't have to. I'm just glad that you're here. Be here today. Get better. Do what you need to do for yourself. That's what's important. Deb, I don't know if I'm the greatest dad, but I try. I try to give my son the best possible life that he can have. He can, that I can provide for him. And the most important thing that you can give any child is your time and your attention. No, I didn't tell him. I had to go back to work. I picked him up, gave him a hug, and then he asked for some strawberries because that's his favorite snack, or strawberries. So got him a bowl full of 3 strawberries and ran over to his little table and he put him down. And good morning, Rain Dancer. I hope you are doing well this morning. Well, Kathy, you have a great day today, and enjoy the trail. Oh, you guys have? You don't have strawberries down there yet in your garden, Zelda? Oh man, well, we've got a humongous patch of strawberries. What the people who lived here before planted regular strawberries, and then we planted the first year we moved in here. We planted their Rocky Mountain. They're called Rocky Mountain snow-capped strawberries, or something like that. But they're a medium-sized strawberry. They never get any bigger than maybe about the size of a quarter. But they are so sweet. They are loaded with sugar. If you don't pick them when they're ripe, they actually will split open because they have so much sugar and juice in them, and they're amazing. To make in. I put them through a food mill, and I make it. Like a syrup with them. Oh, it is so good. I got a friend who comes over, and last year, I put a bunch of them in mason jars. I didn't put anything else in them except for a little bit of water and salt, and I preserved them for him. And then he uses them to make kind of like a strawberry moonshine. I guess I don't know if there's an actual name for that, but he does have a still, and he makes moonshine. But he also makes rhubarb and strawberry and kind of like a pina colada moonshine. Does the 19 mean 19 pounds? Don't know what that is. No reference. Broken. So show us your strawberries. I'll try to take some pictures, Zelda, later of the strawberry patch. Drink a shine every now and then. I'm not a big fan of shine, but I mean, to each their own. I mean, I don't have anything against it. It's just not my. Even if it's flavored or put in soda or anything like that, it's just not my thing. I don't like vodka. I don't like moonshine or Everclear or any of that stuff. I want honey. Well, ask Tim to deliver a 6-pack. Tim's going nuts. I know I've been exposed and I'm negative. What do you? To COVID-19. For anybody that wants to, is that the 19? That okay? Now it's making sense in my head. 19 means the year. So if there's one that a new strain is discovered next year, it'd be COVID-20 next year. And there's Zelda with the answer. Oh, shit. I'm sorry you have anemia on top of it all. That ain't good. I'm losing power. I have to recharge. But everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you for going morning live this morning. Bye, Gail. Bye. Have a great day. This is getting old. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're very anemic. You're an 8. And is it Zelda? Sorry for my ignorance, but is there a scale? Like, is it 1 to 10? 10 being completely anemic? I don't know. Iron pills 3 times a day with vitamin C. I've been scared for life from raspberry vodka because I drank almost a whole bottle for your 21st birthday. I didn't. A lot of people, I know from like my daughter. When my daughter turned 21, we took her out for dinner, and she had, I want to say, it was not a beer. It was some kind of mixed drink, some kind of fruity drink. But she had one for her 21st birthday. For me, I didn't go out and do anything special for my 21st birthday. And of course, I was drinking long before then. I probably started, having, drinking beer when I was, I don't know, 14. I'd have one or two, in the garage working on car, you know, but or at a party with friends or something like that. I never got loaded, but I would have been drinking, and then so I didn't do anything special for my 21st birthday. Wasn't around for my wife's 21st. I don't know what she did for hers, but strawberry vodka, craziest I've ever gotten while under the influence of alcohol was me and Tim. Someday, when Tim's on another live stream, we'll tell the story about the two of us and toasted caramel, black velvet toasted caramel. We'll tell the story about that. Legal when you turn 19. I know I was in college when Idaho was the last state in the United States to change from 19 or 18 or 19 to 21. They're the last state because we used to make beer runs over to Idaho from Pullman, Washington, over to Moscow, Idaho, which is basically driving to what 12 miles, and your mother took you out for Mexican and a margarita. She knew it wasn't your first drink. I had snail on my 21st with garlic. You mean escargot? Moscow's a cool city. Carrie? Yeah, I loved Moscow. I liked Moscow a heck of a lot more than I liked Pullman. I went to Washington State University, and I spent almost all my time in Moscow back then. There's a place that was right next to Idaho State University there in Moscow, where you could go and get a fishbowl beer. I think it was like $6 for a fishbowl beer. French snails. I've had escargot before. I used to work at a restaurant where we used to sell it was like a ceramic dish. There was five, six of them in a dish, and then they were pan fried in butter, garlic, and then they were topped with a little bit of Parmesan and panko breadcrumbs on top of it. We used to sell two or three of those a night, and it was always something that always stuck around on the menu. It was more, I think people bought it more of like oh, let's try it. That sounds gross. I tried it. I didn't think they were that bad. As long as you didn't know what the hell you're eating. When you knew you were eating a snail, it's kind of like, really? Why am I eating a snail? My husband took me out for your 21st birthday, so he got a Mexican drunk. Me. There is a great little winery in Moscow that makes a great blackberry mead. Oh, yum. Every time I'm up there, Carrie, I go to the farmers market that they have downtown because we're part of a bee co-op where I live. It's like all different beekeepers in my area, and we interact with them all the time, and we're always bringing supplies and stuff to them, or vice versa. And whenever they have like the market downtown there in Moscow, I always try to go around to all the different vendors who are selling bee, either honey or wax or soap or something, who is part of the co-op, and I try to buy stuff from each of them, support the farmers market when they have it downtown. It's changed a lot. Am I golfing today, Blue Mermaid? Maybe later today. I might. But I'm going to take my son clothes shopping here in a little bit. I've got about another 4 or 5 minutes, and then I have to go because he's awake, and my wife is getting him ready now. But he just keeps on growing. Kids, right? I'm sure a lot of you out there have children as well, but you know how they are. Age 3, and he's going through another growth spurt now, and has decided that he doesn't need to wear pants most days, but I try to keep pants on him. But and what pants I do try to keep on him are, well, they're high water now. Darn kids, yeah. There used to be a restaurant there. I just remembered the name of it. It was called Sputnik. I'm pretty sure that they are gone now. And then where Sputnik was, about a half a block away, there used to be a cowboy bar that was downtown Moscow. I used to go to that cowboy bar, not because at the music or the dancing or whatever, but I would go there sometimes for dancing. You have to understand, when I was in college, really quickly, I lived in an apartment. I had 5 roommates. Every one of those 5 was an engineering student. They are mechanical, chemical, electrical, engineering students, and then there was me. And I was going to school to get my K-6 teaching certificate. So my plan was to become a school teacher, and they were all going to be electrical engineers or chemical engineers or whatever. Not one of them ever finished their degree in engineering. And these were, when you talk about, nerds or, geeks or whatever you want to call them, whatever title you want to put on these people. I mean, they were the spitting image, of it all. But I mean, they're great guys, and they're still my friends to this day. None of them ever finished up an engineering degree. One works for the Forestry Service. He does water samples and ecology. Another one works as a substitute teacher, and I think he is he wants to be a writer, but Remember, there was a great pulled pork sandwich place. Still crave it. I think that the name of that bar where we used to get the fishbowl beers was something like Prohibition or something like that. It was like a block away from the university. But in Pullman though, I mean, in Moscow, if anybody ever finds themselves in Moscow and you want to see the world's largest rocking chair, it's still there. You love the video. Dardine loved the video about the murder hornets. Yeah. I mean, we keep track of the murder hornets, and up in the Puget Sound area, they have not found a single one since that they found those original three. Not one. But you were on the Men Now Zelda Jeez through a lot. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked you. I'm glad that my content is appreciated. Stop, think, then talk. That's what I always have to tell my son. Stop, think, then talk. Just restarted taking vitamin B12. Vitamin D3 is also important. Light feather, you get very terrible hangovers. You need to take care of yourself. If you're going to drink alcohol, light feather, before you go to bed at night, replenish your vitamins. Because that's what alcohol does, is it will strip your body of your essential vitamins. Water with your essential vitamin, even if you do nothing else, just take an essential vitamin and drink water before you go to bed. Thank you, Broken Halo. I appreciate it. Methyl B12. Yeah, I got warned about talking about that, Zelda, or at least somebody reported that our last stream where I was talking about it with you, and I wrote it down to look it up, and I was going to talk about it again, but somebody reported it as for content something, or I can't remember. I got the warning from YouTube. I'd have to actually look it up again. But just to say that there are people out there who hate anything, and if they find a reason to report something, they will. Cheers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to cut this short today. I do have to get going. My little one needs some clothes on his butt. Daddy got to go buy clothes, because if I let my wife do it, it ain't going to be good. He'll end up with just a bunch of kilts and they want to go shopping. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day today, and stay safe out there. Until the next time, you too, Carrie, and thank you again, everyone, for the super chats and everything. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, stay safe.